Got a Gawd Complex, God ain't complex. What I was taught about God, I just put it next.
Welcome back to another episode of Gawd Complex. This is Mike Horns. This is
Mario Goodwin.
Yeah, so today we back at it. What we talk about today? Where we had a request to expound on talking about like how people use the Bible for an agenda that they want to push. And so we were asked to give like some examples, and we were talking, and I think for me, like one of the biggest examples that I thought about was like basically what they say, like when you are in these places or you're in these institutions or churches or whatever it is. It could be anything. They tell you that it's all about your walk and your journey is about getting closer to God and having your own relationship with God. But the contradiction is that when you sit up here and have a relationship and you create one for yourself and then you tell them that, then it's pushback. It's like you don't know what you're doing.
Mm-hmm. And like you say, those are the type of things that got us to this this portion of describing what some of the do's and don'ts that we learned to navigate on our way to the truth that we were seeking for, because that's really the thing. It's kind of, it could be a conflicting thing with someone that's on that journey, because the message is that we all are the body.
Yeah.
So it's like Mike said, we'll go into it, understanding that everybody has a part to play in the unity for the greater good, and as it greater works, it's been said greater works will be done by the unity of everybody. So it's like, what do you do when you believing and you being fed the information and you starting to apply it, and then like I say, all of a sudden here it comes with usually starting in leadership, or it could be inside of the regular body, but like when you come across the situation where it's like, okay, this is what we understand it to be, this is what it's saying, and then it's being brought and being used to fit the situation of the person that's saying, no, it's saying this in here to me, and then it's like but that's not what you might be getting out of it, but that's what they're saying. And then it could be a conflict of interest, because if your spirit is not agreeing with it, then it's like, no, I don't think that's the way it's it's not saying that.
Yeah, they try to use the scripture to basically like to control you. That's basically what happened. You know what I'm saying? Like they'll use it to try to keep you in a certain arena for them, but like what it's saying to you is like, oh, I need to be doing this. But then people will try to use it to keep you in line with what they want you to do, not with what's on your heart to do or what you feel led to be doing at this time, but to keep you in alignment with how they want to put you to use for
see
them.
It this way, like how I'm seeing it, and then then you'll see what. But it's like, even if I do see it, if I act like I'm seeing it the way you seeing it, or if I start to try to, just the fact that I have to try to see it, because I'm like really not seeing it, but that's what you pushing on me, you pushing the envelope, like, nah, just look at it like this, like it's gonna still be met with resistance because it's not agreeing with what I know is saying to me. Unless we both agree that this is what it's saying, like, and that's when the works can be, formulated, when you have agreements. But it's just like it's just equivalent to being a yes man. Like, I'm not gonna say, but knowing good and well, like when I get outside of the, wherever we at, I'm gonna be like, man, I don't even know why I said that, because that's not what it's really saying to me. It's not speaking to me in the same way it's speaking to you. And that's that's something you gotta be observant of.
Yeah. And it go back to like kind of what you saying on the other episode about like having faith. Like if this person in this role has faith, and then like we're talking about like, oh no, this is what's on my heart to do. I feel like God having me do this, and I tell this person that, then they should be like, okay, and that person should have the wisdom and understanding to know, okay, well, this is not the person for this job or for this position, because the person that is for is going to say yes and be.
It's going to be on time.
It's going to be on time, yeah, and they'll be willing to, it won't be any of that. They'll just be willing to do it, and then it'll mesh perfectly. Not that, okay, I'm telling you no, and then you trying to convince me or coerce me into doing it, then you trying to say, well, it's this guy's will.
Because you want to just be in the role of a prophet.
Yeah.
like, man, no, you don't understand. It is, trust me. No, we trust God. That's what the message is. I'm not trust you, like, because you shouldn't have to coerce or have a tug of war with somebody about something that's already been confirmed.
Right.
Because if you got it and it's for me, I should be already waiting on you.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it works, man. Like, what's our phrase? Life ain't what?
But struggle.
It ain't supposed to be hard. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I already knew you was gonna get it.
Yeah, life ain't hard at all.
No, like it's not, man. Like you have to count in some of the turbulence that just come with having to experience things, so that you can be so you can understand how to deal with it when you come across something like that again. But like, other than life having its own things that you just gonna come across on the journey anyway, like, you're not supposed to continue to encounter things that just, that you already know shouldn't, don't sit right with you. Like, obstacles are gonna come. You're gonna meet them on the way, but like, you just don't, to for a bit of, I'm just trying to put it out there. Like, you just can't. It don't have to be like that every situation.
Yeah, I was reading a book, I can't remember what it was, but I just came across it recently, and it was talking about like the difference between effort and struggle. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you're gonna have to put in effort to do stuff, but it shouldn't be a struggle. Yeah. It's like once you start struggling, then that's too much negative thinking and energy that you put in. It shouldn't be a struggle, like, but you're gonna have to put forth effort, and that helped me understand that even better, because you hear struggle, but like that's just the effort that you have to put in. Right. But it was explaining that you shouldn't be struggling, and if it's a struggle, then you're in the wrong,
you're probably the wrong realm.
Yeah, you're in the wrong arena with that. And
it's that I knew the difference, but like to actually hear you say it, like. And you can, like you said, you can look at that with anything that you do. Like as like you said, ball play. I just bring it up because that was something we did. Like, if you put the effort in, you're gonna have to do some work. But if your effort there, the results are gonna show up. Yeah. But you gonna struggle to be able to be to understand what your strengths are. If you put in that effort, you're gonna be like, okay, well, I know I made a mistake here. But I see that with the effort, I can get past that and probably make that something minute on the mistake table. As opposed to, listen, man, if you ain't got it, you ain't got it. You're not supposed to be playing this sport.
Right.
You're not doing well in this arena. So you might be better at something else, but at least you don't have to stay doing that in that realm. Yeah. If it's just it's not working. You might need to play soccer. So that's all. Just using the analogy because, effort, you're going to need that in any aspect of life.
Like you say, I want to address, what I supported. Like, so I was trying to think of some more scriptures, like to really.
Well, you could use one that you used to use, and it's not that you was using it like that, but the one I'm going to say is one that people really try to, put you in a barbed wire with. So lean not to your own understanding, but acknowledge, God in all your ways. So lean not to your own understanding, but acknowledge God in all your ways. So I'm using that one because, when you seeking some extra, guidance, then you go to that source. We know that, okay, I need to probably push beyond what I'm trying to figure out,
Yeah.
so that I can get some insight, so that I can move forward with this.
Mm-hmm.
But for somebody to say, when you go to them and you say, look, it's been on my heart to XYZ because I've been feeling like this, and I've been thinking that it should be something like this because it's been pulling on my heart. So I'm like, man, like I was like, and I tried to push it away and make it seem like it wasn't me, but like, this is it, man. Like, it keep coming in dreams. I see visions. And then you could take that to, say you having a conversation with the elder of the organization that you're in, and they say, well, no, I feel like that's you.
Yeah.
Because they may have an agenda for you, for themselves, and then they will tell you something like a scripture like that will be pulled from the files just to make you feel like that, and you knowing that you done already sought extra spiritual guidance, praying, fasting, everything you can do to cleanse your spirit so you can have clear thoughts about what's really going on, and then for you to tell them, and they say, Lean, don't. That's you. It tell you right here. You're gonna twist the doctrine that's already in there to help me. It's there to help me, but then you gonna tell me, and because you have something in mind, or you don't want me to get to where I'm really going, because you already probably feel like, well, man, if he or she do this, then they probably ain't gonna be around, so I can use them for what I want to use them. So at that point, right there, is when you're gonna experience the doctrine be used to fit the circumstances of someone that wants an agenda for themselves regarding you.
Yeah.
Lean not to your own understanding.
Yeah, they do use that.
But that's that's not my own understanding. Right. You wasn't with me when I was doing the work spiritually that I had to do to make sure that I didn't go back and forth with what I was thinking supposed to go on. So that came to me when you said. So that's one example.
One of yeah. Now they could tie into like when they was like deny yourself, how they use deny yourself.
Turn down your plate.
Yeah, deny yourself. Like what does that like when you think like what does it really mean? And this, like I said, this all goes to like my saying of scholarship over emotionalism. So because what does deny yourself mean? Because what are you talking about? Like how I'm gonna deny myself certain things, like because it could be certain things that I want, so I'm supposed to deny what I desire. You know what I'm saying? To do or to have. I'm supposed to deny myself for what? For this person's cause or whatever. Because like I say, they use God or God wants you to do this. So deny yourself. Like I say, I can't remember that because the example, like I say, on Sunday.
That's one of them.
Because one of the things that I loved doing was hooping. You know what I'm saying? So it was like leagues on Sunday. And so, you know what I'm saying, this person would always be like you saying, being faithful to the service. You got to be faithful to the service, but hey man, I like hooping. So I had I have a battle with myself about something that I was enjoying doing for years and years of my life.
It was a gift.
I start attending this organization, and now I have a fight because, you know what I'm saying, this person, like, you got to be faithful to the services or whatever, but now that I know my understanding, but the same thing is like my light's supposed to shine, so whatever went on me, I could be there, letting my light shine hooping, which I've been doing because that's, I've built all kind of relationships, been cool with people, all that kind of stuff.
Through basketball.
We're here, like, see y'all all the time, you know what I'm saying? I know
even during the week.
Yeah, so I know what's going on, and you're supposed to be out, you know what I'm saying? But like you say, the agenda,
which is another point there. I'm gonna let you finish what you're saying.
So it's just a thing, like, do you want me there for your
benefit? For
your benefit,
yes,
because
we know it was.
Because you put me there, you want me to work, or you want me to record the service, or you want me to do ushering, or you want me to do
praying for people up front at the altar.
Or whatever, man. Like I said, that's really you could do that, but like I said, our reality now I look back, that's really not me. I hadn't been doing that stuff none of my life, you know what I'm saying? But I have been playing basketball, you know what I'm saying? And it's something that I enjoy doing. I got joy from it. And so that's one of those things too. And they be like, well, you gotta deny yourself, or even when they say deny yourself, like turn, fasting, or if it's food, but you can
not listening to music for a certain amount of time.
Yeah. I mean, all that makes sense to a certain degree. But like you say, if those things bring you joy, And what
it's
they
not
say,
harmful to you yourself or anybody around you. Yeah.
The joy of the
It brings people together, actually.
yeah, the joy of the Lord is your strength. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
if I have joy from it, like I said, it's not hurt, it's not really doing any harm to me or anybody else. Then
Yeah.
what's the
What's the
issue?
problem?
What's
Yeah.
the issue with it?
And then, as you were saying it, I was like thinking, I'm like, because gifts is what one of the main topics is inside of the church organization.
Yeah.
So if you're going to play ball, like you don't, you like I said, I'm not going back to the last segment, but just pulling from it, like you like I said, using your gifts, like you said, you putting God in a box. If you feel like that, the person only needs to can be inside of the building to be being used.
Yeah.
And you definitely want to live in the present and prepare for the future, but you have to understand where you came from too, because before you ever step in the church as an adult like this, to really be on your own journey, not like I'm not talking about going with your grandparents and your parents, like the things that basketball brought into your life and what you did for others before you ever embarked on that journey, like you can't erase that because you changed people's lives. Because we both know that not only was it basketball dialect when you was talking to people, like they were able, people came to you, which basketball was a vehicle that was used to bring people to you.
Right.
But when the conversations really once they got to you and they actually got to talk to you, you was able to tell them your story, which in turn might have helped them be inspired to do something all the way outside of the sport. But I mean, just to have a vehicle, sometimes it ain't really just a vehicle. The gift itself is using you to bring them in so they can get healed in another aspect of their life. So that's what I'm saying, man. You got to understand that you got to make sure that you doing things for yourself, because somebody with their hidden agendas can lead you on a road that you don't even need to be going down.
Right, and then like I say, we talk about that, like it also can be with like your gift. That's another thing that can be used the wrong way. They'll try to. It's your gift. It's your gift. Let's listen. It's your gift.
Just one second, Mike. I'm finna get back to you. Like when you say it's your gift, listen, your with the emphasis on your.
Yeah.
And gift. What is a gift? A gift is something that somebody freely give to you. You didn't do nothing to earn it. You ain't had no idea that you was looking for it. A gift is something that's been given to you. So when you have it, it's just with you.
Yeah.
So. You can't be faulted for having a gift.
Nah, right.
Yeah.
And so that's another thing that use your gift, want to use your gift for. Like I say, they'll benefit, not even, because like I say, just from experience, they're not even teaching you to use your own gift for your benefit.
For your benefit.
Yeah. So that's another thing that can get you off track with that, you know what I'm saying? Or, because sometimes either or they can twist your gift up and be like, oh, you're not using it the right way, you know what I mean? Or you're not operating, or they telling you operating the gift, but they're not telling you.
It ain't being used to the good.
Or you're not, and then you're not operating in the right gift or something like that.
Again, lean not to your own understanding, but that's not my understanding, because I didn't go pick out a gift to use and say, I'm gonna use this, I'm gonna use hooping. Like you said, use the effort combined with what you had. And like I say, well, like you say, like we drove around this man's neighborhood that he was growing up in when he had to, go and work on his craft that he was giving his basketball gift. And I'm like, for a second, people that's saying, you can't use the gift for your own benefit. You don't know what I had to go through just to be able to start operating in my gift. Because had I like you say, had to fight just to go play ball. So like, what if I had been like gave in and didn't fight through for my gift? Like it probably could have got put on was planted on bad soil.
Yeah.
So so you don't even know what I had to go through to get to this point.
And that's another thing, because they don't even because they're not asking. Even if they ask, they're not really listening.
Yeah.
Understanding.
They're not actively listening.
Yeah, they had their own thing. And so I was like talking about, I don't know if I feel like to talk about it, but like I say, when you come into these places, like they already have a mindset, you know what I'm saying? Because like I say, I was just looking this up again, like just looking up what the mission of, I'm just like a church or whatever. So the whole mission of a church is like to save the lost, you know what I'm saying? So when you come into these places, they're in their mind, these leaders thinking that you're lost or that you're in need of something. But like I said, that wasn't really our case. We weren't lost. No. We were doing stuff. Like I said, I pretty much knew who I was and what I was doing.
Yeah.
I started seeking that because, like I say, I feel like it was like basketball. I was doing it, but it's like, okay, is it something else? And so it wasn't that I was lost. And even on the journey, I wasn't lost because I talked about it before. Like I was at home, like when you want to say the spirit or whatever came to me to do certain stuff, I was at home. You know what I'm saying? By myself, chilling. You know what I'm saying? And then the spirit started dealing with me on stuff like, okay, don't do this, don't do that. So it was no pastor, it was no church.
Yeah.
Telling me to do that. This was in myself.
Already had insight on it.
And then doing it. Then I started doing the stuff because I was listening. So, man, I lost my thought. But I was listening. And
no, I know. I'm still with you.
Yeah, so I was listening to that. And then that's how I was moving. And I just got to church because just growing up, you hearing this stuff like God has your purpose. And then just where we grew up, you know, God is in church, you know what I'm saying? So you go to God in church. So I was journeying looking for God where I told God was.
I got you.
But in reality, God had already found me at home.
So I got you, bro. Like, cause basically, like you saying, like you didn't really necessarily have to go to the church building, which you had been drilled in you from an adolescent. Yeah. But you was like, okay, now that it's hitting me on my own, I'm not going just because I'm being told or I'm saying, you know, having somebody have to tell me what's going on. Like, I feel it. Yeah. So, like, now maybe it's the right time to go to church. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's going to give me what they said I should have been getting from it years ago. Yeah. And so it makes sense to go. Yeah. Because, like you said, you wasn't even in the church when it came. So you was like, maybe this is the time for me to go, and then everything that's supposed to go on there for what I'm dealing with is gonna start, you know, revealing itself. So,
which it did. Yeah, which is why we talk about it now. Which was like I was saying before, it's like once it got to the point, okay, where I learned what I needed to learn in there, and I was like telling this pastor, okay, it's time for me to go now.
Right.
But it goes to like I said, they'll twist things up and try to keep you there. He started telling me that
because you was leaning to your own understanding according to his interpretation of the doctrine.
But then look how wide it is because you're leaning to. Don't lean to my own understanding.
It don't apply to him, though.
Yeah, but you lean to your own understanding, and so that's what we're saying. People like you understand that, and I'm not saying all. And like I say, these videos is for like if you encounter this because you may be at a church to where. You know this man or you know this woman and they're good to you, they're doing the right thing by it. But this is for people who may be experiencing or may experience, so you will see it and you will notice it, you know what I'm saying? And then you'll know the exit stage left and, you know, get out of what you need to then and there. Yeah. So, but like he's saying, so it's like, I'm going to listen to your understanding over my own understanding.
But I'm living my life. You not. You watching me from the outside, you know.
And then when I leave, I who understand I got to go by. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
So it's just one of those, it's a tricky thing. And I would just always say, you know, listen to yourself because.
Please do.
Because I know people notice it. You probably notice in your life, like when you go by somebody else, decision usually goes sour.
Yeah, that's what I was just so thinking about when you get done. I'm sure I'll expound on it.
Yeah, compared to listening to your own.
That's exactly what happened.
And even if you listen to your own, like you actually be at peace because you're like, okay, I made the decision, so I can handle the consequence because I made it. You know,
it ain't nobody else's fault, so I'm cool with that.
Cool.